Greetings. I am Dictor Van Doomcock, the future ruler of Earth. And before I begin, I'd like to ask you to please watch this video up until the end, as I have an important message I need to share with you all. So last Tuesday, I released a video about the actor who played Admiral Ackbar being brought to tears on the set of The Last Jedi due to the callousness of the production team. You would think that a video supporting an actor who was brought to tears by uncaring production staff would be fairly innocuous. You'd think that coming out and saying that directors should be sensitive to their actors, to treat them with respect, to treat them as human beings, would not be a source of controversy. But in this day and age, when division is sport and gaining points for your team trumps common decency, you'd be wrong thinking that. Because apparently there were a whole lot of people on Twitter who wanted to put the old boot into poor Tim Rose when he was down, the actor who broke down in tears inside Admiral Ackbar's mask. Not content to merely ignore the story, to shake their heads, even to say something snarky in private, these sterling and exemplary examples of humanity at its finest took to Twitter and added insult to injury, mocking Tim Rose's tears in the character of Admiral Ackbar, who, presumably to them, is far less Star Wars than Kylo Ren and Rey. These fanny-come-latelys, in mocking the off-screen death of Admiral Ackbar and the heartbreak of the man buried beneath that well-loved mask, revealed themselves to be ignorant of what Star Wars really is. These tweets that I'm about to read you, compiled by my friend and colleague Data Racer in our Top Minds think tank, infuriated me and drove me to take to Twitter this morning, but I'll save my response for the end of this video. For now, let's read some of these out loud because you really have to hear them to believe them. I was in tears. They made my character a joke. Your character was always a joke, bruh. Remember, it's a trap, it's a meme. Tim Rose really is butthurt. Don't need to read any of his interviews ever again. Ackbar is a meme. He's had about 4 minutes total in the franchise. You act like Ryan kicked the guy's dog or something. He's more of a meme than a character, for the love of God. What is it with so much exaggeration? He's always been a joke character, you half-wit. Ackbar is essentially a 6-foot toy. Memes made him important. No more death sticks. And here's a common thread in these little clones, these goddamn pod people on Twitter. They all are tying into the talking point. He's just a meme. He's just a meme. He's just a meme. As if they got this talking point, these marching orders, from some superior authority. Very interesting that, isn't it? Not a whole lot of independent thought here. And once again, Admiral Ackbar is a meme. A joke. He's not a character. He's basically a gag. This isn't disrespectful to Tim Rose, and Rian Johnson isn't being a dick. Y'all need to grow up and stop being naive children who take everything at face value. Wah! Rian Johnson was mean to Ackbar. Oh, boo-hoo. He was always a bit character. Who cares? It's a space wizards movie for kids, you big babies. LOL. Well, a real fucking Star Wars fan there, isn't it? Ackbar is a gag extra, says a piece of shit named Greg. He was in the trilogy for 4 minutes. He is not a fucking OG. He's a glorified extra. He had 3 lines in total. He has clearly developed an ego with a stupid meme. This is like Pruneface bitching he didn't get a call for Rise of Skywalker. See, what these assholes don't know is that Ackbar was a big presence in the EU, in comics, in books. He matters. There are some people that loved Ackbar. Ackbar was one of their favorite characters. And what is so wrong with treating a man with a little bit of respect? What the hell is wrong with people who can't show a little bit of compassion for original Star Wars fans? You know, the real Star Wars fans, the ones that have been here for 30 years, 40 years. It's ridiculous. It's insulting. And it's disgusting. And let's go read a few more of these treasures. Let's read a few more of these gems. Legacy He's only known for 3 words, and that was just because he became a meme. It was his own fault. The small paycheck should have told him he had a next to nothing role and still chose to do it and still expected a big important role. Why? Because he's Ackbar, you stupid shit. That's why. Admiral Ackbar was a glorified extra. Calm down. You see, they just keep on repeating the same talking points, all lining up in their little pea-pod rows. Isn't it just cozy as hell? Why didn't the character with less than 4 minutes of screen time, known mainly as an internet meme, get a major role in the movie? It's not really the whole major role thing. Is it a major role to ask that a character, a beloved original Star Wars character, get a death on screen? On screen, that somebody mourn this character for maybe a line or two. And then to go ahead and not sense that this man is upset and ask him to say, it's a wrap, as a joke at the end of this. They can't see that there's anything wrong with this. They can't see that there's something insulting and painful about this crap. That's quite beyond their comprehension, isn't it? Ackbar's legacy, his legacy is being a campy, silly fish alien. His presence in the movies is pure fan service, so we should be happy he's in the movies at all. All of his lines could have been given to literally any rando and the movie would still be the same. Yeah, to you, because you're not a Star Wars fan. This is the dumbest Star Wars controversy ever. Dude wears a rubber costume for like 3 scenes across 3 movies and thinks he's entitled to a hand job from Rian Johnson on his last day of filming. Again, see how these little Raylos go ahead and deliberately simplify and misunderstand the point. Ackbar is not an extra. Ackbar is not incidental. Ackbar is a figure in Star Wars lore. And to have him die off screen, incidentally, without it ever even being remarked upon, is an insult to Ackbar, to the actor playing him, but most of all to all the fans who are seeing yet another little piece of Star Wars soul get chipped off and flushed down the toilet. Because that's what that moment really was. Why do so many people take the meme squid that seriously? Because those people are something you're not, you despicable dunce. They're Star Wars fans. Anyone who could even ask such an asinine question has no business lecturing fans who have loved Star Wars for decades, maybe even before you were born. Fans who know the lore, who can recite the lines by memory, who have bought the comics and have Star Wars items in every room of their house. No fan could ask that question, you pretender, you tepid troglodyte. It has nothing to do with the size of Ackbar's role, the amount of screen time he had, and the fact of the matter is, meme or character or whatever he was part of the fabric of our lives, and he was a huge part of Tim Rose's life. And for little nothings like you to pass judgment on the man for being honest about his heartbreak reveals you're not only not Star Wars fans, you ought to check your membership card to the human race. It may well have expired. You don't kick a man when he's down, unless you're a coward who can't get your kicks any other way. When I heard that Kit Harington had checked into rehab after the Game of Thrones debacle, despite the fact that he told fans to go screw themselves, I laid off the man because you don't kick a man when he's down. And that's what all of you lockstep, hive-minding little Raylos did to Tim Rose. Hell, I even blurred your names and faces, lest the heartless mob descend on you. That's what a nice guy I am. You're welcome, assholes. It's ironic to think that the people who spewed these nasty personal attacks against a man whose only crime was crying on a film set because his heart was broken are the very people that call us toxic, that call us haters. These comments are monstrous, ugly little pieces of poison slung by ugly little trolls who shouldn't be throwing rocks in their glass houses. Driven to respond to them, I tweeted this out this morning. Scumbag Star Wars sequel trilogy apologists are mocking actor Tim Rose for crying after Ackbar's pointless death. Just a guy in a suit, they say. Yeah, like Peter Mayhew, Kenny Baker, Dave Prowse, and Jeremy Bulloch. Fucking little Raylos, not one of them a real Star Wars fan. Remember back when Star Wars was Star Wars and Star Trek was Star Trek? Remember how united we all were? How going to a science fiction convention wasn't like going into enemy territory, never knowing when an ambush was coming just around the corner? When you're gonna walk and you're gonna see a Raylo costume or you're gonna see a Mikey Spock outfit, fucking plank of painted wood walking around like it owns the goddamn place. Those days are gone, it seems, as our fandom has gone mainstream and the normies have polluted it, cheapened it, degraded it, all because they don't understand it and think that it's some kind of twisted team sport, flying canon perversions around like flags to rally behind. Admiral Ackbar is Star Wars, always has been, decades before your precious Raylo ever turned that galaxy far, far away into a young adult soap opera. There are those in the fandom who stubbornly refuse to forget what Star Wars was. Fans like Tim Rose. And that is why people like these hate us. Because the beauty of our fandom makes theirs look so tarnished and cheap, standing side by side. And now, my arch enemy and best friend would like to say a few words about what's going on YouTube right now.
Hey guys, Harvey here. I'd like to address something that's got us all pretty worried here at the center of the Earth. As you know, there's a YouTube apocalypse going on as channels are being targeted right and left for reasons that remain unclear. No channel feels safe right now, as channels are being demonetized and shut down with little to no explanations. Guys like Doomcock are often misunderstood, and guys like him that go against the grain are at risk. It may be the stuff he says, or even just who he is, but one thing is clear. These are dark times, and there is no guarantee that either of us will be around tomorrow. So I guess I'm asking, please consider supporting us at the address on the screen. If anything goes wrong, this is where you'll find us, and if you love our channels, it's never been clearer that they can go away at any time. Things are that uncertain. And so I'm asking you guys to stand with me and Doomcock and support us here. I kind of think what Doomcock has to say is important, and I hate to sound like Sally Struthers in a fez painted green, but it's the truth. If even a quarter of our subscribers would be willing to donate $1 a month, it would keep us going no matter what. And so, in the face of what's going on, I just wanted to invite you to join our community and make it clear that you support this kind of speech before it goes away. Back to you, Chet.
Thanks, Harvey. I honestly have no idea what's going to happen with all of this, but if I'm gone one day, this is where you'll find me. From the center of the Earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock, bidding you all, my friends, stay angry,